Did you notice anything about our spelling pattern this week? What did you notice?
They all say E.
They all say E. Are we working with a long E pattern this week? Yeah. So during our word study today, we're going to study words that have the long vowel sound E. And when we're finished with this, you guys are going to be able to look at different words that are not necessarily our spelling words and be able to read long E's, okay? And we're going to do that with 3 different patterns this week. Did anybody happen to notice what the 3 different patterns that make that long E sound this week?
There's 2 E's and 1.
Okay.
A.
So we have a double E pattern. Good. Anybody else notice anything? Ashley? Or I'm sorry, Bailey?
There's 1 E in read.
Read. Do you think that it's that E that makes the E sound, the long E sound all by itself?
Well, some of it has the 2 E's and it makes the long E. Some of them have the long E all by themselves.
Well, sometimes it does if it's a short word like he or be. But in this, do you remember back when we did our short vowel word study at the beginning of the year? What did Mrs. Johnson tell you about when a vowel, unless it's a rule breaker, when a vowel is all by itself? Is it going to have the strength to say its name?
No.
Is it going to be a short vowel sound?
Yes. Yes.
So if you look at the word read, what do you think is making that E say its name?
The E. A.
The E-A, yeah. So in some of our words we have a double E pattern. In some of our words we have an E-A pattern. And in our last 2 words, what do we notice that's making that E sound? Charlie?
The A-R.
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what this word is. Party. Party. What makes the E sound in the word party? Do you remember our AR pattern? A-R, R. The Y, that's right. Party. So we have a double E, we have an E-A, and we have a Y that we're going to work with this week. And Mrs. Johnson has 2 songs for you to remember. So we'll look at the double E first. When you see a double E, it says E, E. When you see a double E, it says E. It's a bumblebee party, E, E, E. Okay, so that's when we think of that. Bumblebee party, E, E, E. And then for our E-A pattern, we're going to take, and it goes right along with when we were working with our short vowel sounds because we said they were scared if they're by themselves, right? So we're going to take a scaredy cat E and a scaredy cat A. You put them together and what do they say? They say E, like they're all scared. Can you do that with me? All right, let's try them both. Let's first do the double E. When you see a double E, it says E, E. When you see a double E, it says E. It's a bumblebee party, E, E, E. Good. Now let's take the scaredy cat E and the scaredy cat A.
There were 6 E's in that song.
Yeah? Yeah. All right, ready? You take a scaredy cat E and a scaredy cat A. You put them together and what do they say? They say E! Good. And then our Y. So Mrs. Johnson is going to put our sounds up on the board. We have E-E, E-A, and I'm going to put the letter Y right here because I don't seem to have that one. So we have Y. All right, so let's look at some of our words. Tyler?
Y.
It is the Y. What is the word? Can you tell me what the word is? Windy. Good. We have windy.
Kind of like Wendy
We
and
have-
Peter Pan.
Yeah, yeah. What would be the difference of that be though, Charlie? Look at this windy and then think of Wendy and Peter Pan. Can you think of what the difference would be?
The E. There might be an E instead of Y.
Well, you know what? It is going to be spelled the exact same way. You are right on that end, Charlie. What do you think? Alexis? Well, it's still going to have an E. It's going to be spelled exactly the same way. But windy would be a proper noun in Peter Pan. Right. So when we have a proper noun, what do we need to change on this? It needs to be a capital W, right? So windy could be spelled the exact same way, or W-E-N-D-Y, but it's going to be a capital. Party. We have the word party. Team. Leave. I'll leave my seat. Seat. Easy. Read. Wheel. Teeth. Sleep. Deep. And feet. Good. Well, let's just start with the word feet. Feet. Denver. Where would I put the word feet? If we're going into work in our spelling patterns and we're going to separate them out into our patterns, where would I put the word feet? In the double E, right? Let me grab my... So we'll put feet right under our double E. Good. Our next word, what is it, Jack? D. And where will I put it? In the double E. E. Good. Blake. My next word is party. Where would I put the word party? Y. Does everybody agree with Blake that party will go on the letter Y? Thumbs up or thumbs down? Thumbs up. Good job, Blake. We're going to put party. The long E sound is in the letter Y. Good. My next word, sleep.
E-E-C.
Sleep. That's also going to go in our double E sound.
Oh my gosh, Alexis just noticed something. Say it, Alexis.
What did you notice, Alexis?
It's me.
In leave, it's E-E.
Oh.
In sleep, it has an L inside it, and it says leave.
Oh, so I could put
Leave up there.
right here. And all I would have to do is capitalize that because Lee is a proper noun. Good noticing, Alexis. Good job. My next word. Who knows my next word? You know what? It's going to go in EA, and do you know what the word is? Team. Good. So we're going to take that scaredy cat E and the scaredy cat A. Team, and it's going to say E. What about my next word? What's my next word, Ashley? T. Good. And where will I put T? In the double E, E, E. Good. Tina, do you know what my next word is?
E-A.
It's going to go in the EA. We're going to put it with the scaredy cat E and the scaredy cat A. EA. And what is the word? Leave. Good. Leave. All right. What's my next word? Double E. And what is the word? Wheel. Good. What? Eel. Double E. Timmy, do you know what my next word is? Read. And where will I put read? E-A. Good. E-A, read. All right. Bailey.
Easy, and it goes in EA.
Charlie, do you agree with Bailey that this is the word easy? Who agrees with Bailey that it goes in EA? Thumbs up? Thumbs up? Does anybody else notice anything about the word easy though? Alexis?
It has a Y.
It also has a Y. So this has both of it has our double, or our EA, our scaredy cat E and our scaredy cat A, and it also has a long E made by the letter Y. So we could put this in either our EAE or our YE, but since Bailey said EA, we'll put it in EA.
That'll help you when you learn to spell.
I know.
All right. And my next word, Tyler? Seat. E-A seat. Good. And our last word, Tessa. Windy. And where would I put windy? In the Y. Very good. Okay. So if we go back and we start looking at our EE, our double E, and our EA, and our Y, what can we start noticing about these words? Does anybody make any connections with these words? What are we noticing if we look at these? Let's look at our double E words first. We have feet, we have deep, we have sleep, we have teeth, and we have wheel. Lily, can you come up and for our first word, feet, can you circle the sound that makes the long E sound? Feet.
Hey, Mrs. Johnson. Lily.
What did Mrs. Woolery notice about the name Lily? Where can we put Lily? Where can we put your name? Where does the long E sound come from? The Y.
We do have a lot of
Lily.
names.
Good.
Do them all, sorry.
Lily. Lily, I'm not finished. Do you want to come up and finish with me? Can you come back up? Good.
I know name.
Deep. What is our long E sound in the word deep? Good. And sleep, teeth, and wheel. Very good. Thank you, Lily. Boys and girls, did Lily get all of the long E sounds in those spelling words? We have feet, we have deep, we have sleep, we have teeth, and we have wheel. Did she get all the long E sounds?
Yes.
Bailey, are you noticing something else?
I think in my name it has a Y in it. I think it says Bailey. Yeah. It does say my name too.
And Sammy. Yep, we're going to come back to that, okay? We'll come back to that because what you guys are hearing in your name is a long E-Y. Very good noticing. Let's still look at the long E made by the double E. Where is that sound in these words? Where is that sound? Denver? In the middle. Does everybody agree that that sound is in the middle? It is. Very good. Okay, so we've noticed that the sound is in the middle of all of our spelling words for the double E. Let's look and see if we have any rhymes for these words. We have feet, we have deep, we have sleep, we have teeth, and we have wheel. Do we have any rhymes?
We have sleep and deep.
Sleep and deep. Who agrees that sleep and deep rhyme? Give me a thumbs up if you agree.
Yeah, because
They do.
It's also
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Lee.
I said the skin and the inside the sleep.
There is. There's still Lee inside the sleep. But sleep and deep rhyme. And remember, we've been working on this since the beginning of the school year. Why do those words rhyme? What is making those words rhyme? What is making those words rhyme?
Because the end of the word is the same.
The end of the word is the same. Good. So if I know the end of that word is saying eep, right? What happens if I put a new beginning sound on that word? And I'm going to say I'm going to mark that D out, and I'm going to put a J. What would my new word be then? What would it be then? Jeep. Does everybody agree with him that that new word would be Jeep? Yeah, good. Do we have any other rhymes with our word? Bailey, do you see more rhymes with our double E words?
Teeth.
Now let's say them together. Feet, teeth. Do they rhyme?
Kind of.
Well, I see why you're saying that because we have the EET. But what does the T say at the end of a word? What's the T sound? T, t, t. And what did we talk about when we had the TH earlier this year? The TH says th, 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 right? So teeth and feet. Do they rhyme? Not so much, but Bailey did notice that they both have EET. Good. But what if I take this feet and try to make a new word with it? We could do that, right? Because if we can read feet, we could also read, what if I change the F to a B? What would my new word be? Ashley, what would my new word be? If I change the F to a B, I no longer have the word feet, I would have beat, beat. Now this kind of beat is different than what you would listen to on your headphones and your music. This is not that kind of beat. Does anybody know what this kind of beat is, Sammy?
The one that you put on your salad.
Yeah. You might have seen it at Frisch's. They're red and it's a vegetable. It's a beet. Yes, good. All right. Beetle. Oh, okay. So what Charlie just noticed is if I can read the word feet, then I could also read the word beat, and I could add more to that ending, because if I could read beat, I could also read beetle. See how that double E works? If we can read that sound, we can read it with more words. Good. What about if we take the word wheel? Wheel. And we're going to change that blend, the WH sound. We're going to take that off the beginning, and I'm going to put a P there. What would my new word be? If I can read wheel, I could also read, Kaden, what would my new word be? If I'm adding a P sound to the word wheel, I've taken off the WH and I've added a P. Peel, good. Like I'm going to peel the rind off of an apple before I eat it. It's a peel. Or peels. It's peel.
Or a banana.
A banana, you would peel a banana. Sometimes if you get sunburned, your skin will peel also. Good.
Peel and orange. It's a sort of orange.
Okay, so peel, good. All right, let's move on to our EA. And remind me what we're going to do with our EA. How does our song go with that? We're going to take the scaredy cat E and the scaredy cat A. We put them together and what do they say? They say E. Good, good. So we had, let's see. Tessa, would you like to come help me with this? No? Who would like to come help me? You want to come help me, Pierce? We have team, we have leave, we have read, we have easy, and we have seat. Can you circle the long E sound in each of those words? So let me say team, leave, read, easy, and seat. Did you get all the long E sounds in there? Does anybody want to help? Sammy, when you want to tell Pierce what we're missing one long E sound. It doesn't go with our the Y. Do you want to just go ahead and circle the Y and easy since we're here? Good. Okay. Good. Thank you, Pierce. Good. Now, we're going to come back to this Y on the end. We'll move it over to our Y. But let's just look at our EA patterns. What are you guys noticing with this word? Where do we see the EA-E? Where do you notice that? Lee?
Leave. And by the way, like L-E is short for my name. Because if you cover the other E, it makes L-E.
You're right. You're right. L-E. Good. But where are we noticing the EA pattern in these words?
Kind of like in the middle, but closer to the front.
Okay, so we notice it in some of the words in the middle, right? Where do we notice it in some of the other words? Where is it? Right. So most of our words, we can notice it in the middle of the word, but in some of them, the EA sound will come at the beginning of the word. Now, unfortunately, boys and girls, with the with the EE and the EA sound, it's going to be easy for us to read that because we'll be able to remember that EE, when we see a double E, we'll say E, and when we see the scaredy cat E and the scaredy cat A, we'll say E. But there's not a reason, or there's not a particular way how when we remember we say at the end of the word it's going to be this, or if we use it in the middle, some of ours. Like remember when we use IR, ER, and UR? If it was an IR or UR, it was going to be in the middle, but when it was an ER, we knew it was going to be at the end. These words can both be in the middle. The double E and the EA can be in the middle. So when we are practicing our writing of words, we just have to work with it, and we have to remember that. And we'll get more used to that as we do our word study. But it'll be easy to know when we're reading them because it can go in the middle or the end. Okay? Good. So let's look at these words. If I take the word, well, you know what? We forgot. Let's go back for 1 second. Team, leave, read, easy, or see. Do we have any rhymes in those words? Any rhymes? No. Does everybody agree with her? Does anybody see any rhymes? I don't see any rhymes either. No, we don't have any rhymes. But I know that if I can read these words, I will also be able to read other EA long E vowel words.
You said read.
Read.
And you also, when you were talking earlier, you said easy.
Easy, yeah. Yep, it will be easy because it'll be easy and we can read them. When I was telling you about it, I used our spelling words in my sentence. Good. Good. Well, what if I take the word team and I can change the T to an S. If I can read team, I could also read seam, like the seam in your pants where you sew it together, the seam. Or I could also change, I could go back to the T, keep the T, and I could change the M. I can also change the ending of a word. And if I change the M to an L, what would my new word be? Ashley, what would that, instead of team, I would have teal. It's a color, it's like a bluish green color, teal. Charlie, what are you noticing?
I'm noticing that there's a T-E-A, tea.
You notice that in the word team is the word tea, like you might drink iced tea for dinner. Good noticing, Charlie.
Or hot tea.
Or hot tea.
I love tea to be coffee, I think. When I go to my grandma's.
Well, coffee is different than tea, but that was good noticing. Good. Let's look at the word leave. Leave. What if I take the ending sound off and I change it to L-E-A-E? What would my new word be? If I could read the word leave, I could also read, what would my new word be, Lily? Leap. Does everybody agree with Lily? That if I take the V-E sound off the end of a word, my new word I can read would be leap? Yes, good. Very good. All right, let's look at read. Read. I'm going to change the ending sound of this word because we haven't done that as much yet. So let's change the D. If I can read read, I could also read, Bailey?
Real.
Real. Does everybody agree with Bailey that that's real? Good, good. I'm going to skip to this one right here, actually. Let's see. If I can read seat, I could also change my T to the letter L, and I could read, Tyler? Seal, like the animal seal.
I also got something that goes with that.
What?
S-E-A, sea.
Oh, yeah. So he's also noticing in the word seat is the word sea, like in the ocean. Not like I see you. This would be like the ocean.
Yeah, like
The sea.
the ocean steep.
Pierce?
And
Oh, hold on, boys and girls. I can't hear Pierce. One at a time.
You made me think of like sea when you did that, and if you put the S, take away the P and the.
So I I could add this kind of C, like to look at. I could add it with our double E words. Is that what you're saying, Pierce?
Yes.
Yeah, C. So we have C as in to look at, and we have C as in ocean. Good job, Pierce. Good noticing.
And
All right, let's go.
Notice something, and leaf is lean. Like lean.
To lean on something. So you're going to change the VE to an N. And you're going to say, I am leaning on the desk.
Okay.
And the
And
tissue.
I
All right,
also
so
noticed
let's
something else. And on like learner, maybe.
learn. Do you hear a long E sound in the word learn? It's a different sound.
E-A-R.
Right, and that R gets bossy and it changes that sound, doesn't it? All right, so now let's look at our part T and windy and easy. Where do we notice those long E sounds? Ashley?
I got one for me.
You have one for read? Can we come back to that in a minute? Okay. Where are you noticing the long E sound in the words party and windy and easy? There is an AR in party, you're right. But where do you hear the part E? Where do you hear the long E sound? Is it in the middle of the word, at the beginning of the word, or at the end of the word? At the end, at the end. Would you like to come up and circle my long E sounds in the words? Party and windy and easy. Party and windy and easy. Does everybody agree that she found the long E sound in those words? And she also said that she found them at the end of a word. So when we're trying to remember how to spell our spelling words and what pattern we're going to use, we're going to have to work really hard to remember whether to use the double E or the EA. But if we hear that sound at the end of a word, what are we going to know? Which one are we going to know to use? If I hear the long E sound at the end, which one?
We're going to put a Y.
We're going to put a Y. Very good. Thank you. Let's do this. If I change the word party and I make it say, I'm going to change the P to an SM. What would my new word be? If I could read the word party, I could also read, Anna, smart E, right? Smarty. Smarty. Good. And if I can read the word windy, I could also read the word oh, here we go. Windy, or if I change the W to a C, my new word would be Cindy. What do I need to make sure I do though if I want to write the word Cindy? Instead of a lowercase c, I need to make sure I use a capital C. Because why? Why would I want to make sure I use a capital C? Because it's a proper noun. Very good. And easy. We have our EA sound in the beginning and our Y sound at the end. What if I added a sound for a silly word? Because I'm going to make it be easy. Peasy. Easy peasy. Good. Because if we work really hard on our word study, then these long E sounds will be easy peasy. Good. Well, boys and girls, we're going to get our phonics notebook out. So go ahead and take your phonics notebook out. Everybody should have it. Good. And open it up to the next page. How many columns should we have this week in our phonics notebook? Denver? 3. At the beginning, or at the top of the paper, we're going to write double E, we're going to write EE, and then we're going to draw a line down our paper. We'll write EA, and then we'll draw a line.
Teachers, excuse
Down our
the interruption.
paper.
We need to make sure that all staff computers are on and they're not in the sleep mode. So please make sure your computer is on. Thank you.
And then we'll have our third column is Y. And Mrs. Johnson is just going to erase. I'm going to leave our non-spelling words up there, but I'm going to erase the things that we've circled and scratched out. And we're going to go ahead and find our patterns of our spelling words. So go ahead and we're going to start dividing out our spelling patterns in our notebook. And then if you finish, boys and girls, we can go ahead and start, remember, draw a line under your spelling words, and then we can start adding words in our phonics notebook that are not just our spelling words. So then you can start adding all of the additional words that we talked about this week. Miss Alexis, did you have a question then?
Yeah. I see. So we only need like 2 lines. Eat.
Oh, okay. Very good. She also noticed that because EA can be at the beginning of a word, we can also take the EAT and have the word eat. Good noticing, Alexis. Ashley? Feed. If we want to do the word feed, we could take the word feet and change the T to a D. Feed. Feed. Good thinking, Ashley. Pierce, do you have another word? And lean. Oh, Jolene. Yeah, we have a lot of names that we could add to our board.
Yeah, but what I was going to say.
Because we were talking about Sammy
And Bailey.
and
Ashley.
Bailey.
Raise your hand.
And Leaf, I thought we could say.
Bailey and Jolene. Is that right, Jolene?
And you could
I'm sorry, which one? If I take what? Oh, okay. So he also noticed in the word beetle, we have the word bee, like our bumblebee party. E-E-E. Good. So we have the word bee in beetle. Good. Timmy, did you have something that you noticed?
He did, because he's doing this, he's being shy.
What did you notice? Timmy also has the E sound at the end from the Y, the long E sound. In Timmy. Good. What are you noticing, Noelle? Yep, there is. If we took that off, then we would have our vowel all by itself, and then it's not a long vowel anymore. It's the scaredy cat A. At. Good. What are you noticing? Eel? Here in peel, it says the word eel. Yep. Very good, boys and girls. You've really come along really good with this pattern.
What about
Ashley. Ashley, we sure can.
I noticed something in
What else?
leaf. Steve and leaf.
You know what? Steve absolutely has a long E pattern, but that long E, do you remember back in the beginning when something was at the end of the word, it had that magic letter at the end of the word that gave? Do you remember what that was? We have the word Steve. What is making that E say its name?
The ED.
The E at the end, remember? We have that magic E at the end that gives up all its power to the vowel in the middle. It's the magic E at the end. But that you're right, that's still a long E pattern. It's just different than the other ones that we have this week. Good. Okay, you guys go ahead and start getting your spelling words in your notebook. And Mrs. Johnson has already made your flashcards for you to take home. Remember what we do with these flashcards, boys and girls. Who can help remind our new friends here this week? What do we do with these cards when we get them home? Noelle? You're going to cut them out. And why would I want to cut them out? What do I do with them then?
You can practice your words and like say them one at a time.
That's right. These are going to be your own flashcards, just like Mrs. Johnson has the big flashcards here to work with, and we can separate them out. You'll cut these, and these will be your flashcards to work at home with your spelling patterns. And you can take these, and you can make new words with them, and you can practice sorting them so that you'll be ready for our spelling test. And when we read different words with that pattern, you'll be able to read those well. Kaden, what did you want to add?
I noticed that the party, there's a sparkle, or it's just
Sparkle has the AR like spark. Where do you notice this?
from the
Part T. Because it has the PAR, part T, and spark. You're hearing, what sound was that? What was the AR sound? Remember we had the pirate AR, ark.
A.
Good. Good. What else are you noticing, Pierce?
There's heart.
Heart, absolutely. If we don't look at the long E sound, we have the word heart in party. So when you're reading that word, and you know the word heart, and you know that the Y on the end of that word is going to say E, you can easily read heart E. Good. I'm going to put these in your mailbox, and so they'll be ready for you to take home this evening to start practicing your spelling words, okay?